Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Dr. Ruth Anderson and Teri Angel here with Enlightened World Network. Today is winter solstice here in the United States. That means in the Northern Hemisphere, we have the shortest day of the year, the longest night, but then it all starts turning around tomorrow, and so excited that it does. Teri Angel, how are you this morning?
Good morning. Yes, I'm ready for a new beginning. And this certainly is the beginning of this winter season, and I feel it.
We're heading into a winter vortex, winter something here in Colorado. And tomorrow is supposed to be the coldest day that we will have had in 30 some years. So
it waited for me, didn't it?
It did. Absolutely. All right, friends. So we're going to go into meditation today. There's a lot of special energy around this winter solstice. And let's just see what Spirit has for us today. So please join us in meditation. We'll just walk you through everything that we're seeing. If you see something else, that's great. If you see what we're seeing, that's great. There is a special message for each one of us here today. So
there's no right or wrong. There just is.
No right or wrong. So let's just close our eyes and get comfortable. Removing distractions. Let's slow down our breathing just a little bit, just to allow our thinking to slow down and our body to be signaled that we are going into this quiet place of meditation. Just feel your weight on your chair, or if you're laying on the floor. Let's go ahead and get grounded into our root chakra at the base of our spines. Let's take a deep breath in and watch as in your mind's eye, roots grow out from your root chakra and down, go down into the center of the earth. It's just going to ground us right into place. So now let's go up to our heart chakra. Just picture a door that you're just going to walk on in. Pay attention to what that door looks like, because each of us have our own special door. Yours can change all the time. Just notice what it looks like today. Is there anything special about it? Teri, mine has a little moon, one of those sliver moon cutouts in it, like an old-timey door. Does yours have anything special on it?
Yeah, mine has like stained glass, and all the light just flowing in is so beautiful and reflective. I love these doors today. And it's perfect because with it being the winter solstice, we've opened a door, a new beginning.
Well, interesting note too. They're telling me we always have to be the ones to open the door.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just going to keep coming to you, folks. If you're not open to what they've got for you, they're not just going to keep coming to you. It's up to you, me, Teri, to actively open the door each day. So open your door and let's go on into that heart space. So winter solstice, a perfect time to clear out, purge, and set the stage for new beginnings. So take a look around your heart space Is there anything there that is ready to be purged? I'm seeing Saint Germain's flame. Just clean out the heart space, throw anything you want to let go from the air into that flame. And while you're doing that, Teri, would you please acknowledge the spiritual divinity who are already here with us?
Yes, they are. And Saint Germain, big time. Mm-hmm. What I was shown an image of, Ruth, is as you open the door, or as I opened my door, there was a beautiful fireplace and it had the violet flame going. So whatever is there to be cleared away, it can go right into that flame, which will take it immediately. But yes, let's call in our beautiful angels. Archangel Raphael, surround us with that energy of air. Just let us feel you, feel the lightness as we release, and help us to heal any place in our heart right now that is not feeling love. Bring that love forward. Archangel Michael, thank you for being the guardian of the door and the protector of all of our energy, but especially that love energy. And Michael comes in with the energy of fire. So as we focus on what we're giving today, just know that we can give it. It's taken immediately. Archangel Gabriel, we ask for some clarity as we go deeper into this excavation. And Gabriel brings in water, which is a conduit of energy, and clearing away what it is that's standing in our way of seeing fully and having clear vision. Archangel Uriel, help us to ground our roots down into Mother Earth. Help us to stand strong and be balanced and centered as we move forward. Let's acknowledge the divinity that is surrounding us already. We acknowledge God, our creator, however you envision that, and whatever name you choose to call, if you even call it a name. Let's acknowledge Divine Mother, always present, always nourishing, always helping us to see the best in ourselves. And in the center of everything is Jesus. Bring in that Christ consciousness inside of you. Connect in with everyone who knows that only love is real. And this is what we are shown when we connect to our spirit self. Any other spirit guides and ascended masters, angels, welcome, welcome. And let's go into this with an energy of awe and wonder and see what shows up for us today. Take a moment just to open that door if you haven't yet and see what's on the other side of it. Let's do that right now.
Clearing of the throat chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
Ruth, I'm feeling Yogananda with us today. He's one of my spirit guides who's really made his presence known. And it's all about compassion. That's what he's bringing to the table today.
So in my heart space, this is odd, I have a lot of skeletons and I know who they are, which is always interesting. They're people that are still alive. And this is about releasing who I think they are or were. And it's about me releasing who I've been, pushing all of those skeletons into the flame and allowing them to step into who they truly are and who they can become. Sometimes we hold on to the image of somebody and we keep them small in our own thinking, and that isn't necessarily who they even are, but it's who we think they are. And by allowing them to step into their fullness and by releasing that small image of who we think they are, that just allows people to just grow and expand, including ourselves.
Now I'm hearing we have to start with ourselves. There has to be self-love, self-care, compassion, and patience with ourselves. So I think, Ruth, I'm supposed to throw impatience into that fireplace.
Interesting. Whenever anybody throws anything into the flame, I'm seeing white doves flying out of it.
That release.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's that release in divine love. To me, that's a reminder that whenever we do the hard work of letting go of something that is hard for us, there is so much support for us to do that from our guides, from the angels, from Christ, from the Creator, all in support of our growth and transformation. That's what those white doves are symbolizing to me right now.
Mm-hmm. And it brought in more light. Anytime we release something that's not serving us, that's standing in our way of our connection with divinity, it brightens up our whole aura, the energy surrounding us, the energy in the very room where we're sitting or standing or laying. So I see more light streaming through those stained glass windows.
Teri, I just heard the words, release all that you were for all that you can become.
Mm.
Mm. So I'm just going to dance around this fire for a few minutes. This feels like a celebration.
It is a celebration. That was the message the angels gave last night, was to celebrate. And celebrate, sometimes we think there has to be an event. There has to be a date on the calendar or something that we're celebrating. But we can celebrate every spiritual milestone we make as well. When we have breakthroughs, when we have inspirations, celebrate the little wins, because all those little wins add up to a big win, which is our spiritual growth.
So really interesting. So I have put all of the other skeletons in the violet flame, and I realized I hadn't done mine yet. And so I was over there and I was like fatouching her, fatouching meaning like getting her ready. And I'm seeing different gems, different pieces of jewelry on her that I've earned from being with spirit. And I don't want to put those in the flame. And it's interesting to me because there's a piece of, it's almost grief of letting go of this older version of me And I don't know if I'm supposed to leave the gems on, knowing that that was part of who I was, or do I take the gems off and keep them? I don't know. But interesting grief in letting go of who I was.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit of anxiety because you're going into an unknown when you let go. You don't know what's going to be on the other side of that. Yeah, it's okay to grieve. It's okay to have that tender spot for things that were there. And so many times we hold on to an image of ourselves as being a certain way. And maybe it's time for that leap forward. Maybe it is time to let go.
They said I could keep my gems.
Go ahead.
Thank you. There is one I'm going to let go.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just symbolic, but I'm going to let that one go.
Well, that goes right along with my thought of what I was going to say, that sometimes we have to do it piecemeal. Sometimes we can't throw everything into the fire all at one time. And that's okay. There's no judgment. Well, however it works for you, that's how it is. And as an example, I went to have my hair cut yesterday. And I love having long hair. And I had a thought of cutting it shorter, but I had a beautiful, intuitive hairdresser who says, I think you like your hair long. And so she didn't cut it too short. And it was like I let that piece of it go. So that was a little bit of release. And it feels new. It feels like a great new energy to me. And that's what happens when we let go of things we're holding on to, things that might seem to be so huge and we don't know how we would be without it. So encourage everyone to look at what you want to release, what you're willing to release, and just take your time with it and be gentle with yourself. You don't have to give the whole thing all at one time.
I saw myself grabbing pictures off the wall in my heart space of my mom and my dad and preparing to put those in the fire. And I asked, well, what are you doing? And it was about letting grief go, not the love, but the grief.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thought that we might hold on to grief selfishly, almost. Like the grief keeps the love alive. I don't believe the grief keeps love alive. Love keeps love alive.
Right.
It's okay to let the grief go.
Yeah. And you're loving them and relating to them in a different way now. So those pictures represented their lifetime, their human lifetime. And that's what the grief is. It's grieving no longer being able to sit with them or talk with them or hug them, but you're loving them in such a higher way, a really beautiful, connective way now.
But interesting that someone might define themselves by the fact that they're grieving. part of who I am. I mean, I don't actually think it's part of who I am, but I can imagine it being part of, well, maybe it is part of who I am. They're showing me that for a reason. I'll go with that.
Okay.
So I have this little structure in front of me. It's a burning home. So I'm going to take that burning home and put it in the violet flame. For any of you that know me, I lost my home this year to a wildfire. So we're going to let go of that grief and all of the angst that came with that this year as well.
Yeah, it's been almost a whole year.
Yep. Trauma, Teri. I'm hearing trauma doesn't define us as a soul. We may choose to use it as a marker of what defines us in body, but it doesn't define us in soul.
You know, Ruth, I believe that every experience we have is a lesson. We have it for a purpose, and how we deal with it, especially with the traumas of life, determines if we're getting stronger or if we are feeling victimized and going into a weakness. So the trauma, it does serve a purpose. And when we look at the traumas in life, don't look at the event as much as you look at when you got beyond that trauma. What was on the other side? And did you grow? Yeah, I was just looking at some of mine. I've had a lifetime full of trauma, but I focus now on being on the other side of it all. It's not what defines me. And I choose that. And that's a choice we make every day, is how we're going to live our lives, how we're going to celebrate our wins. And are you celebrating, or are you still stuck in maybe the grief, or stuck in the anger, those human emotions that, you know, we have to put them in the fire and release them to move forward. They just hold us back.
Teri, I'm seeing a whole bunch of people putting a whole bunch of really traumatic stuff in the flames.
Mhm.
It felt like a major shift, actually.
Yeah, this is the perfect day to do that. The beginning of this beautiful energy of winter. I know in my past, I've never thought of it as beautiful. I've thought of it as dark and heavy. And it doesn't have to be. It's the time to release all the heaviness.
I used to mourn the winter months because I love sunshine so much. And I realized just a couple of years ago, and Teri, you were part of this realization. Once you hit December 21, folks, every day is a little bit longer. You're not going into the darkness. You're coming out of the darkness. every day after December 21. That helped me so much when I realized that.
Yeah, look at it as walking toward the light. And we're all just walking each other home. That's what Ram Dass says.
Friends, what are you putting in the flame? Are there things that you're holding back and not wanting to put in? Totally your option. Someday when you're ready, then it'll be time. But what are you putting in? And how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I see some people holding back because of a fear of the fire. So release the fear, step through it. And, the fire is not going to burn you. The fire is going to take what you give it. So giving over all those stressful things of life. Life should be fun. We should be enjoying this minute that we have. So the stress, it's not letting you be yourself and be in joy. The anxiety over something. Anxiety usually has to do with saying, what if, and looking at it in a negative light. Well, what if it's bright? What if it's beautiful? So release the anxieties, release the fears. Just go full forward, full out. I just heard play in the realm of possibility.
Teri, they were showing me a necklace that I was wearing, and each bead was representing one relationship. And I was taking it off and going to put it in the fire. And I said, wait, what does that mean? Am I wanting to burn those relationships? What's happening there? And I heard, no, this is about transformation for each of those relationships.
Right.
That there can be growth and new understandings of each other and strengthening, deepening that relationship. And that's about playing in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I love that, because sometimes there's a stagnancy in relationships, but this is bringing in a newness, that transformation. And isn't that what going into this winter time is all about, transforming? Yeah, it's not just a date on a calendar, it's an actual life event. And it can be whatever we choose to make it.
I'm also putting in a file cabinet, and that file cabinet is everything about Enlightened World Network. And not so it's disbanded, not so it's shut down. It's really so it can transform and become even more than it is. Allow newness, welcome expansion. So, friends, what if you took your precious projects you're working on, your business, your ministry, whatever it is that you are passionate about? What if you put that in the flame and allowed it to totally transform to some other possibility? I just saw the flame get huge.
I did too. And I heard this motto, I know it's a motto from one of the military services. It's be all that you can be. And that's really what we're talking about. Just allowing ourselves to grow. And I love, if I can share this quote from what the angels gave last night from the blog, and it was what they ended it with. And it's when you grow on the inside, you glow on the outside.
Say that again, Teri.
When you grow on the inside, you glow on the outside. So that's our light. When our light gets brighter on the inside because we've released and uncovered and gotten rid of all that gunk that's kept us down, then we have an outer glow that other people see. Just like people notice when we change and our physical body changes, our spiritual body also goes through changes. And it's actually seen and acknowledged by others when we release, when we become all that we can be, then it shows. So shine that beautiful light. Let it start on the inside and glow on the outside.
That was fun. So I was watching and I realized my skeleton still had not been put in the fire. And then I looked at it and my skeleton gets down and runs into the fire.
Like, yep,
I'm
you
ready.
unleashed me. Oh, beautiful. This has been amazing today.
They're showing me, I don't know if this is one last thing, but they are showing me something. Ladies, in particular, your mirror, where you look in the mirror and you go, oh, I'm not as young as I used to be. Oh, I wish I didn't have these wrinkles. Oh, I wish I didn't have this gray hair. Throw the mirror in the fire. You are beautiful. Beautiful. Stop flogging yourself. Let's make this next year be one of honoring your body. Honor it. Throw the mirror in the flame.
Yeah, I see it transformed into a magic mirror. And in the magic mirror, you really see you, not the physical. You see the spiritual.
But also love the physical,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, it's our vessel that we're in right now. Yeah, give it a lot of love.
The other thing that they're showing me is throw away that book, that map, that plan, whatever you think your life is supposed to look like, throw that away.
Yeah.
Because only then can you really be open to the possibilities of what are there, what's coming in.
I love that. Playing in the realm of possibility. I think I want to do that all day today.
You know, Teri, good point. We don't have to leave this place right now. Just feel free to stay here as long as you want, friends. Throw in everything you want in that violet flame. Teri and I will be stepping out, but you just stay right here. Enjoy this place. Here at Enlightened World Network, we've got several shows coming up today, all on the violet flame. Please join us. This is a very special day. So stay right here. The chimes say good morning. Stay right here at Enlightened World Network here on Facebook and also on YouTube. So much love to you all. Teri, thank you a million for doing this today. And we'll see you again with Michelle Landers for your special event today.
3:00.
3:00 Eastern. Yes. So take good care, friends. So much love to each and every one of you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.